Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are back with more of Dexter Original Sin, the prequel to Dexter, the original series, everything. So yeah, we had a great premiere. We had an absolutely incredible premiere. Really kind of, set the pace and the tone and everything going forward. And it was only after watching that episode. I mean, I'm not kind of surprised, like looking back at it, because I think I already enjoyed the premiere so much and really looked forward to what the rest of the season slash series was going to be like. But apparently I think with Michael C. Hall himself actually returning too, it kind of makes sense, because the same thing I'm pretty sure happened with Dexter New Blood as well. But yeah, I think that this prequel was also created and developed and everything by the original showrunners of Dexter itself. So I think, again, the same thing happened with New Blood, wherein Michael C. Hall came back to play the character in his kind of older years and continued on the story and all that kind of stuff too. But yeah, I think it just makes sense that on the one hand, that's why the show, like the first episode alone, felt so good, because it felt so much like Dexter, and it felt like it was actually setting up the kind of baby steps for the character that we recognize and everything. But also it does kind of feel like a lot like Michael himself would not come back unless it was to work with the original team that he worked with way back when, and with the very same team that he trusted in the first place and everything. So it makes sense. So yeah, and presumably Resurrection will also follow that same kind of team's kind of formula and their kind of creative steps and everything. So it makes sense. But yeah, the first episode alone, it established like a lot, like how Dexter kind of started off, and like all the things he did, like to try and satiate his needs, as per Harry's kind of preferences and everything, before finally signing up to be like an intern at Miami, and even how he got on their radar and everything too, and kind of like how the kind of family dynamic worked, and like how it's going to continue working with them in their younger years, and Dexter and Deborah kind of both finding their place in the world and finding their steps, and Harry just trying to get by and actually managing to raise these two kids and everything by himself. But I think it also kind of did set up like some external relationships too, like with like the kind of the police force at Miami Metro kind of being like pretty much like a second family to Harry, and actually supporting him and helping him find his way back into work, especially after his heart attack and everything too. So it set up a lot of things, and I think it kind of maybe even working to kind of unveil some new things about Dexter's kind of past within Miami Metro and Harry's past and everything as well. So lots of new things established and some older history kind of re-established and everything. So far it's going well. So far it's going really well. So hopefully we'll see some more of it, like any of Dexter's kind of untelevised younger adventures and anything that he managed to get done in a similar way to the original series, but before he actually entered that fully fledged adulthood kind of era of his life and everything. So yeah, we'll see. But that is pretty much all I have from the last one. So on to episode number 2 of Original Sin. Let's go.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life.
Kid in a candy store. Oh, is that Dexter at Miami Metro, just surrounded by crime and death and people that need punishing?
Hi.
Hi. Dr. Yuva's told me you had the best grades he's ever seen.
Well,
We don't do grades here. This is the major leagues, Dexter.
Oh, God, I hope
There
so.
are major consequences.
With some praise.
You make one mistake and a killer goes free.
she was a woman after my own heart.
That's Buffy. Yeah, the one after everyone's heart. Yeah.
Even my college had an eye on mobility spectrometer.
Welcome to Miami Metro. We have the highest murder rate in the country, and I have to sell a kidney for a box of pens.
Oh, they're on they're on a budget cut, or is this just their regular budget?
I own you now.
Oh, a
I
pager.
never like being kept on a leash.
He's gonna be in the middle of hunting like a serial killer, and the pager's just gonna start beeping, and it gives him away.
One could only hope my workload
Blood
would get more challenging.
blood slides. Oh.
Don't touch him.
Oh, he's going to be touching that a lot in the future, let me tell you this right now. He's going to be touching that so much. It's going to be like his holy grail of just evidence of his partaking in serial killing. Oh, the blood slides, the classic blood slides.
I'm the number 2 around here.
Something tells me
that
she
makes
would
me the
disagree.
Number 3?
Yeah.
You're not even a number yet.
Oh, number 0. Number 0. Yeah, number 0, number 1, number 2. Oh, no. Kidnapping. Oh. Oh no. I guess masked dude kidnapping kids is the next person Dexter's gonna have to go after. His pupils are really dilated in that. I don't know if it's just like, because it looks like a nighttime lighting as well. But I don't know if it's just that or if his pupils are actually genuinely dilated in that shot. And also the actress for Deb, her name I'm pretty sure is Molly Brown, but her first name being Molly too. Like, she looks so much like Molly Gordon. She reminds me a lot of Molly Gordon. So, and her first name is Molly as well. So yeah, like subconsciously it just kept ringing in my head, but I didn't actually fully clock it until like the end of the episode. Like, she seems really familiar, but then I was like, oh, I'm thinking of Molly Gordon. Yeah.
Hey, Sarge, have you heard about Judge Powell's kid?
No, what?
Reporter missing.
Yeah.
Judge Powell. Oh, that's the boy we saw. The kid we saw getting kidnapped.
Now, the department needs an informant who can gain insight into the Estrada organization. We've been unable to flip any of the Colombians, so...
Estrada. Why does that name ring a bell? Estrada. Estrada. Is it Esperanza? I'm thinking, I don't know.
Helping putting murderers away will be enough.
Like methadone for a heroin addict.
That's one way to put it.
Though I'm sure most addicts prefer the real thing.
Yeah.
It means no humans involved. The victims are human, obviously, but NHI refers to certain groups: prostitutes, drug addicts, homeless people. Actually, that sounds pretty bad when I say it out loud.
So they're not considered human then by the justice system. Ooh, a headshot. He's even envisioning the bow on top.
I've been a good boy.
Yeah, you killed an evil nurse, didn't you?
Big macho Putz was worried that my weak little lady stomach couldn't handle all the blood. 10 minutes on the scene, and he was the one blowing chunks. I'm tiny but mighty. And don't you forget it. I need you to run across the street and fetch a bunch of coffees.
Oh, the
3
coffee
black,
orders,
1.
yeah. When you're an intern, that's how it always starts out. Yeah, coffee orders.
Ever since the divorce, they've been too far up their own asses to notice anything I do.
My dad and my brother are so far up each other's asses, they don't even know I exist.
Speaking of your brother's ass, have mercy.
Oh, someone's...
Dexter? Listen, up until a week ago, he was just your cute brother. But ever since seeing him go all karate kid at that
yeah,
party,
him going WrestleMania. Yeah. Yeah, so now she's got a crush, knowing he can actually... Is it the fighting part or the defending someone part? Because I feel like it's two different things. One's simply violent, and the other part actually has like a moral, ethical kind of side to it.
Well, you got a banana break.
Bobby. No, this is me right here. Thanks, Dex.
Well, he goes from this to donut, so this is very, easily a good starting point.
The killer was here, right in front of the victim.
Yeah,
No
now
exit wound.
yeah.
Must have used a small caliber pistol.
Now he's going for it.
And when the victim was shot, the killer was standing in front of the victim when he shot him. You see the void in the blood spatter? That's where the killer was.
Is this leading up to some kind of like a mockery, or is this like, I don't know?
I mean, we would have never known that they got shot at close range except for the gunpowder burn in the middle of his forehead.
Okay, yeah, that was, yeah.
That's enough, guys.
Masuka's stuff actually makes it worse. Everyone else's is tolerable. Masuka's stuff actually just makes it look like a proper mimicry.
They're just giving you a hard time because you're the new guy.
Yeah, I had a feeling, yeah. Tell you what though, he did nail the enthusiasm, like, of Michael C. Hall's Dexter, like when he first started doing it with Tanya, yeah.
I'll give him a hard time back. It's like I always taught you. You gotta blend in.
Does he know how to do that though? Like, does he know how not to cross the line when doing that? Is that Laura? Oh, Estrada! Estrada, that's why the name rang a bell. Yeah, this is how she becomes his CI. Oh, I knew the name Estrada rang a bell. Yeah, Estrada. Is it meant to be Esperanza or is it Estrada? No, it's not. It's Estrada. Yeah.
That's it.
This is how I think maybe this is how they met, or like, but she becomes his CI eventually. Yeah. I recognize the actress for Laura too. I don't know if they changed her from the original series, but. Is it hot? What is it? Oh, there's nothing in it. Oh.
It looks like there's a void.
Oh, the void.
Yeah,
Oh,
but we're gonna need your expert opinion, okay? Don't avoid the subject.
oh, wow, good one, Bobby. Really good one. Yeah.
I'd like to present your brand new Miami Metro laminates.
Here's laminate. So now yeah, that's a great picture too. Yeah, here's laminate.
If my wife asked, I had a salad. Trying to watch my cholesterol.
Yeah,
Like
Bobby,
heart healthy.
you look like you're one
Half
bite away
pepperoni
from a
pizzas.
myocardial infarction.
That's morbid, bro.
Yeah.
Your dad just had a heart attack.
Oh yeah, again the line, the line. Yeah, figure out where the line is. Yeah, no recent tragedies. Yeah, probably not any highly influential tragedies either. Oh, a flashlight and food. A flashlight and food. Okay. So they'll kidnap him, but they have the decency to let him look around and eat stuff and keep him fed. Oh, this is like a freaking school lunch. This is like a fucking Lunchables box. Yeah, crackers and grapes and ham and cheese.
If anyone knows how powerful urges can be, it's me.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't think we should.
That's a decent joke, given his context, yeah. Oh, shoot.
Fuckosaurus Rex.
Oh, that's a good one.
Two
Fuckosaurus
grown men and you
Rex.
can't unboil water.
A yet to be discovered species.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the same as Nurse Mary. That was euphoric.
Okay, let's not give him another heart attack, Dex. He just bounced back from this one.
It's tofu kebabs.
What the hell is tofu?
It's soy.
What the hell is soy?
It's heart healthy. And
Yeah.
before you cry about it, I used your favorite hot sauce to add flavor.
You could put hot sauce on dog shit, it's still gonna taste like dog shit.
Fine. You can enjoy a romantic dinner for two.
Hey.
Harry.
Fuck me. Morgan residence, underappreciated daughter speaking. Perfect timing.
Did you slam the door on the cable? Will that not break the cable?
I hoped a little reminiscing would keep my urges at bay.
Oh, that's where he's keeping... That is a really shitty place to keep the evidence, Dexter. Has that nurse been reported missing yet? Like, she worked at the hospital. Surely her colleagues would notice.
Your kid make that? How old?
Has Dexter been born yet?
My boys are with a neighbor.
Okay, he has,
I
yeah.
was supposed to be home hours ago.
So I think Dexter was still like a toddler, right? Or like an infant at least.
Laura, they would never see coming. And I know how to use her.
Okay, but this is on you.
It's gonna get her killed, Harry. Very, very morbidly. January 1973. Okay, so okay.
I know I should include you more.
Whatever. I'm used to it. Because I'm pretty sure the most time that we've spent just the three of us was when you were in the hospital. And now every day is bring your son to work day.
I mean, he's an intern.
At least when Mom was here, I had someone.
We all gotta find a way to move on.
Thanks, Harry. I'll get right on that.
I gotta get to work.
Good talk.
I brought something for my new friends.
Oh.
Friends. What a concept.
Yeah, it's a great show too.
I brought veggies for everyone.
He bought a vegetable charcuterie board. Really? Is this like a joke? Is this meant to be his idea of a joke? Like him pranking them or something?
You said you wanted to lower your cholesterol, so vegetables.
I sleep like a vegetable.
Okay.
Detective Batista?
Obviously, I didn't know how to win over cops' hearts
Yeah.
or stomachs.
I feel like it comes across as a joke, but he actually does mean quite well with that one.
Should I invite Masuka? I think he's younger than me.
Oh, Jesus.
Masuka's better in smaller doses.
That's very true. Very, very micro doses, yeah. Like a passing glimpse, perhaps. Yeah, this is Camilla. Yeah, I think we know her in the original series too. The key lime pie woman. Yeah.
I brought a veggie plate for everyone.
Honey.
Yeah. As soon as that, honey.
Let me help you with
Vegetables and cops do not mix. No. Yeah. God knows how many dollars down the drain.
Shouldn't all this be transferred into the computer system?
Digitized.
Lord, I'll be dead and buried before all these files get put into the computer.
Okay, plenty of things aging well from this, huh? Plenty of things. Oh yeah, this is how you used to scan things. Yeah.
Negative. I thought we were gonna wait to look at the results together.
We've been trying for 2 years. Maybe God doesn't want us to replace our baby.
So they couldn't have another kid after their son died. So Deborah must have come before then, yeah. Deborah was first, and then the boy, and then he died, and then after that they just couldn't have kids. So I think that's why Harry feels like he got really lucky with Dex. Well, lucky, you know. Is she gonna pawn her mother's jewel? No, she's not. She wouldn't.
$30 a tape.
No, the rings! No, oh, she's gonna find the ring. Is she gonna know though? Is she gonna know that it's the nurse's ring? She will confront him, but is she gonna know? Is she gonna remember that the nurse wore rings? I don't know. Or think so. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how observant she was about that stuff. Reen? I don't know how to say that one name.
Are you 21? Sorry.
No, he's 20. A year off. A year off. Yeah, he's 20.
As long as you have a heartbeat, you can dance. Come on, just move like me.
Move like Batista.
Just move like me, okay? Forward,
Go on,
3.
shake those hips, Dex.
Forward, 2, 3. Just listen.
Jeez.
Step walk. You never repeat a step.
Gotta get Dexter into some kind of dance therapy. Yeah.
This one you should take.
The exception. Yeah, a tribute shot.
Like lots of immigrants when they first get here, he borrowed money from the wrong guy. A scumbag named Handsome Tony Ferrer.
Tony Ferrer.
Put a gun next to his head, fired, and told him that if he didn't have his money by Friday, the next bullet was going to be in his skull. When they saw that the bullet went through the wall and hit his mom in the head, she died instantly.
Carla Carvalho.
Carla.
A week later, Rene killed himself at his mother's grave.
Oh, Rene. Oh, the pictures. Oh, that was late, yeah.
And we've never been able to put him away.
I think Dexter just found his new target.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, he just found his new target. Oh, oh, this poor kid. How long has he actually been here?
No!
Did they like cut off a finger or something? Are they doing like signs of life, or like, oh, you don't give us what we want and day by day we do this, that, and the other?
These babies are the bomb.
Is she wearing
Almost
the
as good as
earrings?
mine.
Deb's wearing the dead nurse's earrings. Oh no, she's pawning them off. She's pawning them off. Okay, no, she is pawning them off.
All right, 250. Last, best, and final.
250. Are they her mother's pearls?
Deal. My dad said that I should move on, so this is me moving the fuck on.
Oh no. So is she wearing? It looks like she's wearing the same type of earrings. If she gave the nurse's earrings to her friend, then that's gonna get passed around. That's gonna end up somewhere. Donuts. There we go. Donuts. That's where it starts. Now it starts. Yeah. No.
Lance?
No one hates donuts. Yeah. Everyone loves donuts.
Wow, that's the fastest I've ever seen Bobby move.
There we go. That's a good joke. Look at your boy go, buying donuts for the office.
We made the right decision. Okay? And I'm gonna make sure nothing happens to you. And we're in this together. So the only way it's gonna work is if we trust each other.
Mommy!
Bro, this is Brian and Dexter. Is this Dexter?
This little angel's Dexter.
Okay, he looks a little old to be going through the chainsaw massacre, but... Yeah, okay. And I don't know. I guess I didn't really I don't know. Brian already looks distrusting of a cop.
This does not mean we have a homicide
A bloody
on our hands, but I
finger.
still want our best people on it. So first, let's just ID the finger.
Dexter, this is the wrong thing to obsess
Severed
over.
body
It's
part.
yeah.
I wanted to kill whoever did this.
Okay. Oh well, that's a good approach then. Yeah. The severed limb of a child would very much kind of incite that kind of drive to punish whoever is responsible.
The dark passenger was rising up,
Hmm.
and there was only one thing I could do about it.
Oh, geez, you're seeing him on your ceiling, Dex, really?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's very good to talk to you again. Ah, that's the end. Okay, okie dokie. Okay, so yeah, we had Dexter's first crime scene, him interning, and I don't want to presume it's an American thing, but I also don't know if it's not an American thing, like exclusively an American thing, but I think it's generally just more like an intern thing wherein like the first duties you get, it's that kind of parallel of like him kind of going in thinking it's going to be his one-way ticket to getting all of his desires and all of his urges kind of satiated, only to find out at the end of the day, first things first, and also like a huge part of the code too, you know, in maintaining like the semblance of a normal life, he will first have to live a normal life, and part of that is having a job and actually having, obviously the internship is the gateway to the job and everything, but then, you know, he has to actually be the intern, he has to fill in like the boots of the average person in that position, he has to actually go through all the kind of mundane human stuff first before he gets to the parts that really make him euphoric and give him that blood rush and everything. So seeing him analyze the crime scene, like his eyes just darting around, picking up on every little detail and kind of doing stuff like that, and like kind of putting together the crime scene and its movements, and even envisioning the crime in his head and stuff. And even when I think like the first time when he was explaining it to Tanya as well, like even Patrick Gibson like portraying Dexter in that scene, actually like his body language, like the way he moved around the crime scene, kind of like explaining everything and kind of showing everything off, like it seemed so much like how Michael C. Hall was when Dexter would do it in the original series too, actually showing off all the blood spatters and how like each attack did like oh they swiped this way, then that way, and that way, or like the bullets came from this direction, like everything he did screamed Michael C. Hall. So like he really nailed that kind of impression and everything. But then also I think just like his instinct in that sense, kind of like to kind of identify which direction the bullet came from, how close the attacker was standing, and you know, like you using the blood spatter and everything too. And he even did get because I think he even did get pranked by the team, and like, but then because then with the first one, like with Tanya and Batista doing it, I thought, okay, like maybe maybe they're interested, maybe they actually want to share this, or maybe they want to showcase Dexter off to be some kind of, you know, newly revealed prodigy analyzing crimes. He's like again like they have a history of most people puking, and even Tanya being like her first case, her old boss, you know, thought that because she was a woman, like she wouldn't be able to handle blood or the sight of violence or anything like that. But then he was the one puking his guts out and everything. So clearly, I think, and again, I think it would be reasonable to expect that someone wouldn't be able to handle like an up close and personal, you know, perspective of seeing like a person with their brains blown out all over the sidewalk or something. So to begin with, I thought, oh, maybe they're actually impressed and they want to share this. But then the more people they kept calling over, I thought, okay, this seems a little kind of suspicious. Like I'm getting the feeling, especially since Dexter kept on saying the exact same thing and then explaining it the exact same way. So I thought, you know, like, okay, I don't know, it feels like we're leading up to like some kind of like a mockery or undermining or something in the end, and then that's exactly what happened to you, being like, oh, you figured out something that we already knew like 10 minutes ago because of like another sign, like the gunshot residue and everything on the head. So and then of course they bring it up later at lunch too, be like, oh, check out the void and the sandwich, the void in the middle of the bread and everything. So yeah, but I mean, even then, I think Harry did like try and like prepare him for that, being like, you know, it's just them giving you a hard time. It's literally nothing but it's just being a part. It's just part of being on the job, and like, you know, the field they work into. I felt like for them, it's literally just a way of actually keeping everyone kind of lighthearted in the face of death and gloom and doom and all that kind of stuff too. Like, you know, you like the hours they work and, you know, being around dead bodies and death and killers all the time. I think that they've got to find a way to keep things kind of like lighthearted and to actually like remind each other like they're kind of part of a team and having a little fun as well. So, you know, he did kind of tell Dexter like lean into that, kind of crack jokes back at them and show them that you can handle a bit of that kind of hazing and stuff like that. So they managed to kind of identify early on was like Dex kind of being socially awkward and not really knowing how to, you know, do that and everything. And I think it is interesting to see how much that advances when we get into the actual original series. Like him actually, or like by that time already, obviously he's already got like a job and he's probably even been in that job for like a good enough time and everything, you know. So then by that time he's able to crack jokes. He's bringing in the donuts and everything. You know, he goes from coffee order to, I think he tried the vegetable charcuterie board as well, which did not go down well at all. But then he moves on to that. He kind of identifies that kind of like a stereotype and brings in donuts, and everybody's happy. Everyone's happy when the Morgan brings in donuts and everything. So yeah, good to see that tradition carries on for years to come. So looking at Dexter's kind of social awkwardness this early in his life, I think it also kind of did bring into question in that moment, like, okay, so like, I mean, does Dexter know how to make like an appropriate joke, or does he know where to draw the line? But then he made that like myocardic infraction thingy joke, and they were like, dude, your dad just had a heart attack, so it might be a bit of a weird thing to joke about and everything. So yeah, but he got there in the end. So, and yeah, Batista befriending Dexter too. So I mean, but I think we didn't really see much of Batista in the last episode, but with this one we did. And I don't know if it's a case of like we need to see more from Batista now. Like if I personally need to see more from Batista like going forward, or if it's just like me not remembering much about him from the main series. But yeah, I don't know, it just like he might have already made detective here, and he's definitely detective when the show starts and everything, so he's already in that position, and he's already I don't know if he made detective recently at this point, so maybe he's actually still growing into that, or he's kind of still like first couple of years or a few years on the job or something. But like, from what I can remember on the main show, he definitely kind of is, like, somewhat, like, the heart of the team. Like, he does kind of keep everyone together, and he keeps everyone going, and he kind of, like, he's basically friends with everyone, and he's respected by everyone, too, you know? Like, especially, like early on in the show, like, he's respected by Dokes and, like, Weta and Vince and Deb and Dexter and everything. But then, even when Dex and Dokes are kind of having their moments and everything, he's still there to kind of be the peacemaker and all that kind of stuff. So I don't get that vibe from him here just yet, but he definitely does kind of you know, he definitely does pull off the kind of vibe of, like, you know, like him being like he cares about everyone on the squad, on the crew, and like he didn't necessarily like reluctantly take up the offer to befriend Dexter. Like, he did seem kind of open to it, and he did say, okay, I mean, I'll give it a shot. He doesn't really seem like a half bad person. Like, he's just a bit socially awkward, so it's not the worst thing he's ever had to deal with, so he would definitely give it a try. And even at the bar, he was actually kind of coaching Dexter more and more into actually trying like dancing and having a fun time at the bar, and you know, even keeping him away from the drinks until the tribute shot came and everything. He does seem to genuinely want to try it with Dexter. He doesn't really seem to brush him off as like a lost cause or anything. So he actually does seem someone like willing to connect and willing to befriend, and he had like has that kind of like a chill vibe around him. So I think seeing more of him, and actually seeing more of him working with the rest of the team too, it seems like then like we might get more of the kind of family man vibe from him, and like the kind of caretaking vibe from him as well, like him being like an older brother to Dexter eventually too, like we see him in the main show. But I think so far the actor for him is doing a really good job, and he's kind of passing him off as like a really likable person and like a really likable character that we recognize in the main show and everything. So the phrase that they had, Dex and Harry, I think they said like methadone for addicts. I don't know exactly which addiction that they refer to. Like, I think it was like a drug addiction of some kind. I think like a methadone for addicts, like that saying that they had between them and everything. So I think that's like you know, I think Dex like the inner monologue then followed up with, oh, of course addicts prefer the real thing and everything. So I think that's like his way of saying, like, you know, and especially when Dexter was called along to visit the crime scene too, I think Harry was kind of worried about, you know, Dexter, especially after he had already done the deed and everything. So now he was I think he was worried about him wanting to go ahead and do more, or just, you know, like being near a dead body kind of pushing him to do more, because he knew that it was, you know, like that like him identifying that the nurse trying to kill him was what pushed him to try and put her down and everything. So I wonder if it was like that's why he was like worried about him joining Miami Metro in the first place, like him being near dead bodies that had like such like an obvious cause and a link to murder and unjust acts and acts of injustice and everything. Maybe that would kind of push him more towards wanting to do exactly that, to actually kind of go after killers as an excuse to satiate his need and everything. So I don't know if maybe he thought, like, you know, for now just focus on helping us kind of find the people responsible and put them away and give them that kind of punishment that they deserve and everything. So maybe then like he's okay with him joining, because then he can keep an eye on him, he can kind of somewhat kind of control like where he goes and what he does, or at least kind of give him some words of wisdom before he joins them on cases and everything. So Carla Carbea, like that story that Batista told him, I think he kind of like he remembered seeing those pictures with those names in the old kind of crime scene photo scans and everything. So then he managed to piece that together and everything. So Batista then told him the story and everything, and he said to Tony's still out there. He hasn't paid for those debts or any other debts he may well be responsible for either. So now from that point you do kind of start to understand that, you know, Tony still being alive and having done that and gotten away with it too is actually pretty kind of clear-cut criteria for him being Dexter's next victim and everything. So then him seeing the severed limb with the blood still on it, I think like he did show clear signs of like obsession right from the get-go, just kind of honing in on it and actually almost almost tunnel visioning and everything. But then his inner monologue kind of going on that, being like, you know, like there's someone out there that did this to an innocent child, and you know, you like he himself is hoping that they're gonna pay, because then he can't get involved, because then the case is too big. His dad will never let him anywhere near it. The anger of that piled on top of the anger of the Tony Ferrer case has kind of doubled inside of him. So now he needs to direct that anger towards something more tangible and something he can actually approach without setting off too many radars or anything. So then he's like, you know, well, Tony's still out there and he needs putting down for what he did. So like in that moment, him actually feeling like legitimately angry and furious at the idea that someone would harm a child to that extent, and just like the actual thought of like a child coming under harm like in that way and actually being kidnapped, held captive, and then also like his finger being sent cut off and then sent to his father's house as like a warning. Someone using a child in that way is rightfully pissing him off. So I think I think Dexter, again, in the main series, he is shown to have so many different moments like that, of like him having that kind of soft spot for children, him having, you know, as many different emotional processing problems and social kind of interaction issues that he has. He has always had a soft spot for children, and he's always had he has always been able to go into defensive mode for children as necessary and required, and as you would expect of like a reasonable human being. So I think he's always kind of shown that side of like, you know, no matter what happens, if he ever finds out that anyone is harming children, either his own or someone else's, then he will always fight to make sure that he actually does efficiently and effectively and immediately kill that person when the opportunity arises, and actually put them down and stop them from hurting any other kids and everything. So he's always had that, the ability to understand and identify that harming kids is wrong and everything. So it's a nice way to establish that like him wanting to satiate his desire to kill and to see blood and all that kind of stuff, like you know, him having those urges and wanting to satiate them is one thing, but then him also identifying that him working in Miami Metro and actually having such close access to criminal files and documents and all that kind of intel, it allows him to target the people who deserve it. So far, I think the code is basically just like, don't get caught doing any of the killing or anything illegal, you know. But then I think eventually, it also becomes a part of the code. Like, you know, you have to make sure you go after the right people. Always be sure that the person you're killing is the actual culprit and that they deserve it and everything. But then also you know, I think don't get caught and hide the evidence and all that kind of stuff. But then that's like the code of like trying not to get caught and actually maintaining like the normal life and everything. But then I think Dexter's moral code may well very be developing, but then it like he already has it in good conscience and in good conviction that people who harm innocents must always be punished, and they very much deserve it. And you know, again, like him having lost his own innocence because of what happened, I think he definitely kind of cherishes that, and even much and cherishes it even more so in children, like who still have their innocence and don't deserve to go through any of that for any reason. So then he definitely kind of has it on his mind that like, you know, like anyone who hurts children needs to be put down. But then even in his position, he's not in a position to just walk off and kill, you know, like and find whoever needs to die without popping up on the radar in like a big way. So then he needs to go after the next best target, which would be Tony. But then, so like seeing that his moral compass is something that somewhat develops of his own accord and of his own kind of processing of those types of situations is a really good thing to see. And I think it kind of gives him like that kind of independence, wherein, you know, instead of having to assume that he does it like simply because he needs to feed his urge or feed his desire, he actually does kind of like have an understanding of how like morality and kind of like the kind of the what's the word, like the kind of like the kind of anti-hero, like heroics of it all kind of works. Like actually like going so far as to kill someone, but doing it to prevent them from hurting other innocent people, and doing it to actually punish them for having already hurt innocent people and everything too. Seeing like that develop and that kind of independence and like him being able to understand right and wrong because of that too is a really good thing to see as well. Like him coming home to Doris having opened her, I think like some kind of blood test results or something, but then I think they didn't see exactly what it was, but then based on Doris's kind of response and everything, it was actually her confirming that she can't have any more kids or anything like that. So then, yes, I think then Deborah was the first, and then their son was the second, but then he dies. I think it was after that they did tests like for IVF and stuff, presumably. But then she just can't have any more kids. Like she's no longer able to. I think there's no clarification of like how old she was in like at that point in time. So I don't know if that also could have had something to do with it. But then I am also wondering like maybe it's like maybe if like grief or like mental state can have any kind of an effect on it, because then I think you'd have to kind of consider perhaps that like, you know, grief would probably not be like a great condition to try and have a baby in, because then I don't know if your body is actually pushing itself to you know, bring life into the world. Like, I mean, I don't know if I'm probably phrasing that really, really wrong, but like, you know, I mean, given what they've been through, maybe then it's just really not the right time or the right kind of state of mind or anything like that, like for them to be trying to have a baby in. She said they've been trying, but now like nothing is working, nothing's happening or anything. So then, you know, I think that would then imply that like even her and Harry have been trying, but then nothing's been happening. So then I do wonder then if it's the grief kind of affecting both of them. Like I think maybe then if like maybe if Harry doesn't want any more kids, or maybe if he's just like again, neither one of them is really in the right state to actually have another child, especially after the tragedy of having lost one, especially Harry kind of probably still being under remorse, because then he probably kind of feels like he should have kept a closer eye or actually been more attentive and alert and everything, because then he could have stopped it. He kind of sees Dexter as like a really kind of cosmic kind of second chance, wherein, you know, it's a second chance of raising a son, but then that son just turns out to be as damaged as he is, and he's very, very kind of he's very different from other children, and I think deep down Harry has no idea how to actually deal with that, but he's trying. He's definitely trying his best and everything. So it's a very interesting kind of story point to actually start off from that side as well, like actually showing what Harry's been through in losing his wife and his son, and now being stuck with now kind of being stuck with his daughter, who's going through like a mental kind of health crises of her own as well, and having no idea how to help with that. But then he's also got to deal with the son, who's got homicidal fucking urges and everything. So, you know, Harry's got it on his plate. He's definitely got it on his plate. So, and yeah, speaking of the other one, we saw Harry meeting Laura for the first time. So yeah, he met Laura Moser, and I think it was January of 1973. So, doing some very quick mental math, I think that makes Dexter a year and a month, or like a year and he was born February 1971, so I think that would be like a year and 12 months, right? I think, yeah, well, a year and 11 because it's January, so 11, I think, pretty sure it's a year and 11 months. So yeah, even when he was, when Laura picked him up, because she said, oh, that boy over there is Brian and this is my angel, and this is my angel Dexter. So I think Dexter, he still looked too old to be going through the Chainsaw Massacre that we know he goes through in that shipping container, because I think in that one, at least in that one, the flashback they did for the main show, he was still definitely like a toddler at least, or like an infant perhaps. You know, he was older than Harrison when Harrison watched his own mother die, but he was still pretty young. So I think maybe he might have been like a toddler. So maybe it's the same age. I don't know. Well, I think maybe Harrison was a toddler. I think maybe, yeah, it could be. I could be thinking about it in that sense. I think maybe Harrison was the toddler, but then Dexter. Yeah, because they both definitely took critical hits, but then Dexter had the benefit of actually being raised by a dad who didn't immediately out him to law enforcement or institutionalize him or anything like that. He actually tried to help him in his own ways and everything. So, and plus I think he could realistically probably only take one kid with him anyway. You know, but I mean, not to say that he went to the crime scene to adopt a victim or anything, or like to adopt a survivor or anything like that, but still, seeing a woman who perhaps has no other choice or has no other options in life, like maybe she's with like Estrada because like he gives her money or something and he kind of pays her off, but then, you know, because I don't know if she was actually getting buying drugs off of Joe, or if he was just giving her money that Estrada promised her or something like that. So I don't know which one it was, but he's promised to keep her and her boys safe in exchange for any intel that she might trade with him. So there's that. But we do, I think in one of the flashbacks in the main series, we do see that she actually does eventually come to fall in love with him, or actually start to be flirty with him in like a genuine way and everything during like one of their meetings at the station. So then eventually they do start to kind of fall for each other, and actually, you know, things do start happening eventually. So I wonder if they'll cover that in the flashbacks, or it was a very interesting sector of Harry's life to actually watch unfold. So I think we've seen his son die and him failing to revive him, and actually having to deal with that loss and his wife's loss, and even finding out that he can't have kids anymore with his wife either. So there's that, and then him obviously going from that to then, I think then if they show him adopting Dexter, then they may well have to actually kind of, you know, because he knows about Dexter and Brian beforehand, but then actually may have to show, you know, like if they show them meeting, then it may well have to show him and the cops approaching the crime scene and actually picking up Dexter from the pool of blood and everything, you know, and then just kind of seeing how things go from there. So I think maybe they may well have to recreate it and reshow, so that's going to be devastating to watch. But Estrada, that guy is still kind of, I mean, even in the main show, I think we did get to a point where he was still alive and kicking, and he attacked Dexter once or twice, like as a grown up in the present day and everything. So yeah, even now, for this being the present day in 1991, we see Estrada is still in prison. He's still a convicted criminal and everything. You know, the look that Estrada gave Harry as he walked off too kind of showed that kind of still strong resentment between the two of them too. Like I think thinking back to that now, I think there's even stronger resentment because Harry remembers what Estrada did to Laura, what he did to her boys and everything. So then that kind of, I think it is signified in that place too. So seeing how that kind of progresses, if it progresses throughout the season, or just kind of over time, will be interesting to see as well. So I do appreciate like how much kind of attention they're giving to Deb and her storyline, and like what we're getting so far of her storyline, and I think it doesn't feel at all like they're really kind of making her out to be some kind of like a villain or some kind of like an anti, or like any kind of like an unlikable character. You know, I think she definitely kind of has concerns, and those concerns are valid. The way she feels about her brother and her father, and especially like them spending time together. I mean, she's not wrong for the way that she feels, but then they definitely do need to do like a better job of reassuring her that she's still a part of the family and that she's not out of the picture or anything. But then, you know, it's understandable for us as the audience, because we're we know exactly why Dexter and Harry's relationship is as close and as tightly knit as it is and everything. And it's like, you know, if he's not there to keep an eye on him, there's no telling how haywire Dexter might end up going, and it might end up getting him in more trouble and everything. But then I think the biggest, if not the only backlash of that is that Deborah then feels kind of isolated and sidelined, and you know, on the one hand she is cooking for them and still trying to take care of them both and still trying to, you know, get them to be a family, but then they like she just ends up feeling sidelined. And even Harry telling her to move on from her mother's death and everything in such like a try hard yet nonchalant kind of way too is what pushes her to kind of pawn off her mother's jewelry and everything as well, you know. So she's like getting like the rough end of the stick, and all she's got at this point is her best friend, who seemingly also has a crush on Dexter after watching him go apeshit, protecting Deb from like a rapist and everything at the party. It's definitely interesting watching her, you know, keep things together and piece things together and actually get trying to be like an actual functioning member of the family at this point too. But then everything she's got on her plate, like she definitely kind of needs someone in her corner. She definitely needs someone to treat her like an equal member of the family and treat her like someone with a voice that matters and everything. And I think she even said to Harry, like, you know, it used to be her mother, but then since she's gone, she's had no one else that she feels like she can actually talk to, you know, because Harry is just so kind of completely kind of preoccupied with Dexter all the time. And even now it's worse because now he's got a job like working where Harry works and in close enough proximity too, so now both of them are off like the entire day working in the exact same building, the exact same job, like for, you know, like however many hours a day and everything. So I think Deborah, like at home, Deborah literally has no one else and nothing else to do, you know, and she can't talk to anyone other than her best friend. So then it's hard for her to actually kind of, you know, feel like she actually has a place in the house when she's the only one in the house, even when both of them are there. So yeah, but again, I think Molly Brown is definitely acing it as Deborah as well. I think I definitely still love her character, and to kind of see her kind of putting up with all this is like interesting, kind of like a character journey to go through as well. So. But then Deborah did also find the earrings that the nurse had and everything. I think she didn't really seem to recognize them, but then I think she was, I think it looked like she was wearing the exact same earrings she was selling as well. So I don't know if like which ones are which, if the nurse wore fake earrings or if she actually had real earrings that Deborah's wearing now. But then we haven't heard anything yet about the nurse being reported missing or anything like that. So the nurse being gone for one day might not be a big deal. Like maybe she's just sick and she forgot to call in. But then the longer she was missing, the sooner it gets reported and everything. So, you know, then like her earrings like might end up someplace it shouldn't be. Like maybe it just gets passed around from person to person, or maybe it just gets lost or something like that, you know. So but I think, yeah, for now that might be all I have. This was a great continuation and a great first day on the job for Dex as well, just like he so loudly proclaimed in front of Deb and everything. So good to see he's having a good time. Hopefully Deborah has a better time as she goes further down the road. But it does kind of look unlikely, I'm not gonna lie. But either way, I'm having a great time with the show so far, so I can't wait to see what else they have in store. So yeah, that was Dexter Original Sin, episode number 2. So thank you guys as always so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is next in store in the series. And if you're enjoying this, any kind of theories you got as to where they might be headed, leave them down below. For those interested, the full-length reaction will be available over on Patreon, so you can go check that over there. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So until next time, bye bye for now.